On the way. Now, campaigners meet tonight in Selmeston to discuss proposals to make the A27 into a dual carriageway between Lewes and Eastbourne. They say that the proposal supported by Maria Caulfield, the Lewes MP, would create a scar on the landscape and would cause pollution and damage to the environment. Maria Caulfield, who represents Lewes, thinks the scheme could dramatically improve journey times across the county and says there's a business case for a bid for £450 million of government investment from the next tranche of money for infrastructure projects in 2020. South Coast Alliance for Transport, the Environment and the Folkington Estate and the RH&RW Clutton are hosting the meeting. Oliver Harwood, who's a partner at RH&RW Clutton, the land agent who manages the Folkington Estate, told me earlier that a dual carriageway is not the solution.
There are a necklace of villages underneath the downs, complete with medieval farming patterns of hedge boundaries and so forth. It's some of the highest biodiversity in the whole of Sussex. It's a hugely important view from the top of the downs, particularly the South Downs Way and the Long Man, and instead of looking over a beautifully managed landscape, 3 million visitors to the South Downs National Park will have an eyesore, quite apart from the impact on property values and the fact that the government hasn't reformed compensation law, and so anybody who owns property along the entire route will lose money, and the only benefit that we can see is that 8 minutes will be knocked off a journey and the traffic jam will move 10 miles and finish up exactly. You'll be in the same traffic jam 10 miles further on.
So your views are very at odds with those of Maria Caulfield, who said there was a very good business case for this. Just tell us why you disagree so strongly. You agree that there needs to be some improvement to that area of the road?
Oh, goodness me, yes. But not a dual carriageway, not a new dual carriageway. Yes, there is a very, very good reason for the benefit not only of people wanting to use it as a through route, but for the benefit of local people. What we really, really need are firstly for Highways England to complete the planned programme of improvements, wait for that to settle down a bit, because that's going to include major improvements at Polegate and further on up the road. And there are plenty more places where there are bottlenecks and dangerous bends and narrow bits and all of those sorts of things along the existing A27 route that could very easily and relatively cheaply be sorted out.
Why has that not been done then? Why is if this is such an obvious solution, why has this not been done before or put forward before?
The reason it hasn't been done is because the roads lobby are all about new motorways and nothing to do with small-scale local improvements. There's nothing glamorous for a highways engineer in improving an existing road. They like to build new ones.
So you think with these local improvements that there could be a long way towards the solution. Tell us about the meeting tonight.
We are alerting the local people, the population of the area, who've had all this going on behind closed doors without any chance to have an understanding of what the impact on them might be, as to the ongoing Highways England feasibility study into building a new dual carriageway through the middle of their villages.
Are you hopeful that there can be agreement reached as to what should be done with this road?
Well, we're not highways engineers, and none of us are highway engineers, but we're practical people. My firm is a firm of chartered surveyors, and we know how property works, and we know what's practical on the ground. And we can see that there are plenty of very, very obvious small-scale solutions that would hugely improve life, not only for the people that live there, but also for people wanting to use the road. It would help clear up the problems that you have when there are jams on the road. It would help deal with people who want to cross the road and get on and off the road using the smaller roads that join it in between Lewes and Polegate, it's perfectly feasible to have a very, very much better road on the existing line.
We did invite Maria Caulfield onto the programme. She was unavailable this evening. Do feel free to add your thoughts as well. 81333. Start your message with the word radio. Always good to hear from you. Now, keeping you updated with all the day's top